I'm an accountant in town in Airdrie, and we are here on behalf of Sisters of Airdrie at the 100 Women Who Care event. And we are a group of local business owners, and we're all women, and we all support each other, and we love to learn from each other's experiences and try to also support local community events all over the place. We like to volunteer wherever as a group we feel is a good fit. Lately we've been volunteering at the Airdrie Food Bank, and we go and we make the breakfast program and lunch program for there's a bunch of schools in Airdrie that they give the lunches to, and so we go and do that, as well as helping with the food sorting at that location and assisting them. And so as a group, we love to support each other and give advice and help grow our businesses. Also, I'm involved as the treasurer for the Airdrie Chamber of Commerce, and so I love supporting other business owners and advocating for what they need in the community. And yeah, I'm a local accountant who tries to assist all the small to mid-sized businesses in town and support them as well to grow their businesses and give back to the community.
That's beautiful. Thank you for what you're doing.
Hello, my name is Courtney Strenko, and I am the owner of Bonfire Shades, which is a local Airdrie sunglasses brand. We have polarized sunglasses for adults, teens, and kids, and part of our business is being able to have charitable give back, so we have decided to support the Calgary Firefighters Burn Treatment Society as a local Calgary firefighter family. It was really important for us to have give back, as well as to be able to just bring awareness to what they do. And then through our brand, we've also been a part of more than 25 now, charities, just through donations, through monetary donations, and also being able to donate our sunglasses into different events, which we've been really proud to do locally and in the area. And yeah, it's an honor to be here on behalf of Sisters of Airdrie, along with these ladies, and to be as much of like a local advocate within the community for just what's happening around, and just how we can just kind of do more, be more. We all have little kids at home, and so it's pretty cool that they get to see their mamas go out and do stuff, and support and be a big part of, kind of the difference that we can make in our city of Airdrie.
Cool. Thank you for the job you're doing. We love you guys.
Hi there, my name is Veronica Stone. During the day, I'm a Happy Place curator through my business Happy Place Spaces, doing organizing, home styling, and for listing prep, helping people move. Basically just bringing peace into the home and making it feel better and look better as well. But I'm here today for the 100 Women Who Care with my Sisters of Airdrie, just a small part of our women's organization supporting local businesses. We meet to help up-level our businesses, but also to support the community and each other. And then as a fun hobby for the last 3.5 years, I've been the director of Blind Women Wellbeing here in Airdrie. So this organization is all about creating events for women to come out, create community, have fun, connect. Sometimes we're doing fun things like golfing, 80s nights, axe throwing. Other times we have speakers come in and they teach us about wellness, stress strategies, hormones, and that type of thing.
Oh.
And we always mix a little bit of glass of wine if you like, or water, but it's just a really great opportunity to have a ladies' night that's already planned for you, and to get out of the house, a reason to dress up. And I found this organization to help me kind of through my divorce. I wanted to get out again, branch out, meet new women, and a lot of people come here who are new to the city, who are just breaking out of the house after having babies, or all the different reasons that you just need to come out, connect with women, and have a good time. So the way that perhaps you could get involved is to join us at our monthly events. Invite a friend who's new to the community, or gift a ticket to a friend who you know could just use a ladies' night. I always find them so healing, and yeah, that's what we do.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for the work you're doing. You're using something that happened to you to make a difference. Thank you so much, all of you, for what you're doing. So now we're going to do a round table. Please tell the women out there who want to do something, make a difference in the community, but they don't know where to start from. what would you like to tell them?
Just get started. Find anything and everything. There's something going on where you can literally volunteer. Go to the food bank.
Yeah.
Like get out there, meet people. There's so many women that I find, especially after kids, they want to get involved. They want to be a role model for their kids. And so just start anywhere. Like go to a food bank, find other women getting out like the events, and majority of people will want to do something great for their community. Anything else to add?
Oh, I think that's great. I think honestly, any church around would have opportunities for volunteering, or the schools, even the breakfast club programs. They're so impactful. Literally, not only, kids thrive better when they're eating better, but you get to be a part, a first-hand part. And it's literally a lot of programs thrive just based on volunteer time. It's not even because the money obviously is so powerful and impactful, but your physical time and your presence is everything. So there's so many different spots, and just to you could ask a public official. There's different counselors around. Counselor Claire, Heather Spearman's so good at just sharing different things and opportunities, and there's always different events, free events that are happening, but it literally runs based on volunteers helping the programs in behind the scenes. So just literally get out and ask, take a friend, or just do something helpful.
And the one thing I would just like to add is to go out alone. A lot of times it can be really scary to join an event or to volunteer, to sign up for something alone. But Airdrie is an amazing community. We just get out there, you're going to be welcomed with open arms, and step inside your comfort zone. It's just going to keep growing bigger, and you could really use more people out here.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I was going to ask, do you love Airdrie? But you already started talking about it. So.
I love Airdrie. I've been here for 6 years, and it's literally a hop, skip, and a jump from Calgary, obviously. But then, it feels so small town, and you're wow, there's actually over 80,000 people here. It's crazy. It does, and it's amazing. And the business community to just your school communities, your sports communities. There's literally everything for everybody here. It's just literally getting out there and just seeking exactly what you're needing. You will find it here. Just do it. Yeah. Just do it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies, for doing this. Continue with that good work. Continue impacting your community, and enjoy the rest of the program. Thanks for coming to stay with me. Thank you.
I'm the Executive Director for the Dr. God Foundation of Canada. We are based right here in Airdrie. That's where everything was born. It all stemmed from discovering that there's plenty of graduating students here in our community who can't afford formal wear, their grad fees and school fees to get across the stage for convocation, as well as banquet tickets so they can actually get there and celebrate with their family and peers.
That's amazing. It's an amazing job you're doing here. And then I just wanted to know, what made you start something like this? What triggered you to start this?
So everything started in 2016. A single mom actually reached out to my husband to inquire if he might have a suit that she could borrow for his son for his convocation. And at that time, he didn't have anything. He reached out to the Airdrie Dad's Facebook group here in Airdrie, which is also quite well involved. And they actually threw money together and were able to help support that young man by a couple of schools. From there, we spent the next year brainstorming as we learned that there was more and more need in the city. And we, officially launched in 2018. We offer 2 venues of support. One is a formal wear program. Students can self-refer and come select a gown or suit for free to wear. Those are all have been donated by our community, either new or deputies. And then we also work with the school leadership teams to help identify students who are having difficulty with the financial side, school fees, grad fees, banquet tickets.
That is beautiful. And I've lived in different cities and towns, and I don't hear stories like this. So when I hear this, I get the chills, Thank you so much for the good work you're doing. And I also hear that you're part of the 100 Women Who Care.
Yes.
So, what made you join them, and how long have you been in the
Absolutely.
group?
I officially joined the group this year, so 2023.
Yeah.
And my husband was actually part of the 100 Women Who Care prior to that, and I watched all of what they did, and I was really eager to get involved and help my
much. Now, this question, every time I ask people, I feel some way, but I still have to ask, do you love Airdrie? And why?
I do love Airdrie. I've been here since 2008, and I think that even though we've seen it grow exponentially over those years, it is still has a small town feel. It still has a close-knit community feel, and we do see so many people like you see here tonight that are just constantly looking for ways to give back and just better that community. It's a team effort.
I know. It's everybody that's contributing to make this city a great city, right? Yes. And you are contributing so big. You, your husband, and then you're going above and beyond to help the community. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Happy to do it. You know what? We want to leave things better than how we found them. So
thank you. I love that. Leave things better than you found them. I love that. And so, is there any advice you give to anyone out there that's thinking of doing something in the community and they are not sure what to do, where to start?
You know what? There are lots of avenues. So if you may not have an idea of your own, but there are plenty of organizations that are always looking for volunteers to help. Airdrie Food Bank is something else I'm involved in. Volunteers are always welcome there. That is really what keeps a lot of their programming running. But there's a ton of other charities, nonprofits, and just endeavors here in the city. We ourselves sometimes are looking for volunteers as well. So I'd say, get out there, get asking. The Facebook groups in this community are very, very active. So the Airdrie, Alberta Facebook group, for instance, ask there. There will be people that will direct you. And I always say too, if you know what, a lot of us, and I am speaking for myself, don't have a lot of money to give, but you can give back so much of your time. And so that's what I always tell people. If you can spare some time, that goes just as far or farther than the money.
Yeah, so you can contribute in so many ways. It doesn't have to be just money. Absolutely. Your time, your talent, all sorts. 100%. Thank you so much, Laurie, for taking the time to do this with me. Enjoy the rest of the program. And keep up the good work.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Liz. I'm with Bow Valley Credit Union. I'm with all of my colleagues here. We've been with Bow Valley, has been with 100 Women since the very beginning. We actually are one of their sponsors. So we're very honored and privileged to be here, and we look forward to this every quarter.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Coordinators, along with Amy Forrest, Jane LeBlanc, Hillary Noble. We would also like to welcome a new coordinator to our team, Carrie Walker, wherever you are. Hi. Before we begin, I'm going to have Sue Methuen, though, come do the land acknowledgement.
Thank you for allowing me to do this today. In the spirit of reconciliation, we acknowledge that we are on the ancestral and traditional lands of the Blackfoot Confederacy, Kainai, Kakani, and Siksika First Nations, the Stoney First Nation of Chiniki, Bearspaw, and Goodstoney, as well as the Tsuut'ina First Nation. We acknowledge this is home to the Métis Nation of Alberta Region 3 and all people, all of us, who make their home on Treaty 7 territory in southern Alberta.
So a big welcome to the new faces here we have today. We're very excited to have you join your first meeting with us. We're also very grateful to be able to have our meeting here again at the beautiful Brella Vida. Thank you.
We're going to call the different
I hope everyone enjoys themselves tonight.
Donating the money to.
Just a reminder also, again, the coffee, tea, sparkling waters will still be served throughout the evening. And as well, if you want to come and get a drink ticket, the bar will still be open. I also want to recognize all the returning members, our leadership coordinators, for their continued dedication for our local organizations. Currently, we do have 150 members signed up to receive our emails. Yes, with 6 new members. Now, a reminder for how we vote for anyone who's new. For anyone who's paid, you will receive your email at the start of the presentations with the link to vote and where you would like the donation to go. If you need assistance, just come and see Amy down there at the table. A reminder, you will receive one tax receipt per $100 donation if the organization is a registered charity. So if they are not a registered charity, there will not be a tax receipt. Now, for this meeting and all meetings moving forward, we would like to spread the wealth a little bit to all the groups presenting. So any fund over the winner's $10,000 will now be split between the two groups that did not receive the majority of the votes.
Oh.
So everyone bring up friends. We would love to spread the wealth. Also, after this September meeting, we want you as members to be more actively involved in who presents at future meetings. So we're trying to make it so that we hear from the charities that you want. So after this meeting, we are clearing the hat, so to speak, with any future presenting organizations. If you want them to be nominated, at least once per meeting, you have to put their name on that pink little sheet on your table, or we do have that online Google form, that if you wanted the organization to present moving forward, their name has to be on that pink sheet, or you have to do the online Google form. We're starting fresh, and so you have the organizations that you want to see. We'll keep the previous rules that a group cannot present back to back. Once it's a recipient of the winning funds, the organization cannot present for 2 years. But without further ado, we will begin our big check presentation from the recipient of last quarter's meeting, the Silver Friends Society.
That's nice. Woo! So they won the last year. So they are going to give their speech.
Hi everybody, I'm Mike Lockman, president of the Silver Friends Society. This is my friend Barry Deegan. He's my secretary and treasurer and IT guy. He does a lot more than I do. So I'm super nervous. I'm actually more nervous than I've ever been presenting at anything I've ever done because I'm worried, I don't know, so what we did with your money. First off, thank you very much for the 10 grand. Huge help for us. So we wanted the money for a van. 10 grand doesn't buy us a van, I tried. So what I did was we decided rather than just put it in a bank and do nothing with it, because we had enough money to do our programming that we wanted to do. So we decided to put it into a GIC for 13 months. So that gives us over $500 extra money out of that. We just did a fundraiser where I walked from Edmonton to Airdrie, and I raised over 10 grand doing that. So thank you. So we're going to take, we have to split that with another charity. So we get 5 grand out of that. So we're going to take that 5 grand as well, put that into another GIC for 13 months. So that'll pay. So then within 13 months, we'll have $15,000 with an extra almost $800. And then, so we have another fundraiser in February called the Pirate and Princess Gala. Bring your kids. It's awesome. It's a great event. And we should make about $5,000 doing that. So with all that money together, we should be able to get a van. So that's what I did with the money, and I really hope you're happy. So thank you very much. Okay, sure. Well, I do want to say a few things. If any of you ladies would like to do a paint night with us, that's one of the things we do. We do paint nights every month. So for example, September 30th, I don't know if you know who Jadis Jagwa is, one of our local Indigenous artists. She's going to come in and teach us how to do a painting. So we spend from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock. We get pizza and pop, and we'll do a painting. It's Truth and Reconciliation Day that day, so it's going to be an Indigenous themed painting. And then October 20, I don't know, I'm going by memory here. October 25th, we're going to do another paint night with Mackenzie Cox. She's a local young artist who's amazing. And she's done a few of our events as well. So what I was thinking was, we could have a 100 Women Who Care night.
started, I'll just kind of mirror what Mike said. Public speaking is not my strongest point, so I'm a little nervous. So I apologize if I seem a little out of sorts here. So I just want to say good evening to everybody, and just how thankful we are to be invited by 100 Women That Care and to be in such great company. You know, when I first got here, I actually recognized a lot of ladies. So not only are you part of this organization, but you also do a lot of good work out in the community as well. So it's really nice to see that. And I honestly think we all have the same wants and the same goals. We all aspire to make this a great community, to support each other, and just to continue to do the good work that everybody does. So, as mentioned, my name is Debbie Reed. I'm the Executive Director of Airdrie Victim Services. We have a long name, but we usually just go by Victim Services. And we're a registered charity, and I'm also the trauma dog handler, Jake. So some of you may already have seen Jake in the paper or have interacted with him. We didn't bring him tonight. This is just a little bit much for him, but we do have the pleasure of working with him as well. So I started with Victim Services about 8 years ago. I started in their volunteer program, and I did that for about 3 years. And then a staff position became available in the court program, and I just jumped at it. It was a great opportunity, and I've been doing that for been with Victim Services and staff for 5 years, but the executive director role for the last about a year and a half. So I really got to see the meat and potatoes of the organization by starting as a volunteer. Anybody that has ever interacted with us would know that you know, it takes a special person to do the job that we do, and I'll kind of touch on kind of what our roles are. So Victim Services was incorporated 30 years ago, and it always surprises me how little people know about our organization or even have heard of us. And I think it's because, you know, we are sort of that unsung group that's there when people are at their worst moment. We have seen tragedy like you can't imagine. We see people at their absolute worst, and I just like to think that if ever I was in a situation where I needed support and guidance, that there would be an organization out there that could, you know, help me get back on track with things. So, again, I think the reason a lot of people don't know about us is because we are a police-based victim services unit. We are situated right in the RCMP detachment here in Airdrie, and we do support both Airdrie and Bicycle detachments. We do have an LMOU with the RCMP that is recognized by the province. So when we respond, like I said, it's usually because people are in crisis, and it's just their absolute worst time. So remembering us is not necessarily the focus, you know, of, we don't need to be remembered. We just want people to remember that somebody was there and somebody cared enough to show up, you know, when they were needed. So we do 24-hour response. The RCMP engages 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It just depends on the situation. And we have a response time of about a half an hour. So we have a staff of 3, and we have a volunteer base of 19 people at the moment. And we work shifts to make sure that there's always coverage. We, like I said, we do support the RCMP, but we've also supported Calgary Police and ACERT in situations where the Calgary Police are involved in situations that ACERT's engaged. We also partner with several other organizations here, and so our goal is then to make sure that people are getting in touch with the right group that can support them and help them get through their needs. So we did approximately 2,100 referrals in 2022. So because we do 24-hour support, we're considered part of the first responder team, and that's because we're immediate, as I mentioned. When you need the RCMP, Victim Services engaged as well, and we're there. It doesn't matter what time, what day, what your circumstances are, even what your needs are, we respond and we make sure that we take care of you. So some of the crisis calls that we attend, and I won't go into anything specific just because of the privileged information that we have access to, but I will just kind of touch on a few things here. So, so we do sudden deaths, both suspicious and non-suspicious. They include suicides, deaths resulting from mental health issues, dependency issues, and homicides. There are families and friends that are left behind sometimes that are just struggling and their lives have forever changed. And like I said, we're there to have people turn to us for help. We see people lose their children, their partners, their parents, their friends, their colleagues, even their co-workers. And these people are at a loss and an immediate crisis, and we're there. So some of the other situations that we deal with, domestic violence victims, sex assault victims, fires that have resulted in people losing their homes or their businesses, motor vehicle and traffic incidents, and death from them, family issues and disputes, and that's at an all-time high, as you can imagine. Theft, property damage, mischief, fraud, harassment, child exploitation, abuse. We see it all. So because the client's needs are so complex and they don't know what the future holds, our job is to make sure that we put them in the right direction. So last year we did about 1,200 files, and we supported about 2,000 people, including women and children, and we actually support about 125,000 people in our area. We do the same area that the RCMP patrol. So I haven't even touched on the justice system. We also provide guidance for people whose matters are going through the justice system, for the victims, not for the accused. And Tara, my colleague, has about 300 files that she's monitoring at the moment. And her job is to make sure that she tracks those files, supports the complainants and the victims as they go through the trial, and then follow up with them as well. So. All this takes highly skilled people, so some of the funds we would use for continuing to educate our advocates and our staff, and just to make sure that we're up to date on everything that our community needs. So I just want to say thanks again, and I have a whole lot more to say, so if there's any other questions.
Hi everyone. I just want to say thank you for that. Thank you for the other charities too. It's an honor to be able to stand up with the other charities. And just to be nominated, I'm not sure if you nominated us, but thank you very much for that. So yes, my name is Christina Thomas, and I first want to say my husband Lee and our son here, Lachlan, they didn't fully realize there was 100 women until they got here. I'm really thank you guys for not turning around and running away. Sticking it out, but anyway, so Lee and I run the rescue together. Backtrack about 18 years ago, we rescued a bulldog. He was locked up in a garage, tied to a chain, super skinny. We rescued him, and from that day forward, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to open a rescue one day and just save all of those defenseless little animals that don't have a voice for themselves. And so 4 years ago, we built a rescue facility on our property, just outside of Airdrie here. To date, we've rescued 687 dogs and rehomed all of them so far.
Wow, it's a lot.
We are also now a government registered charity, but all of the money comes out of our pockets. Like, we built the facility, it comes out of our pockets. It's a labor of love. We rescue dogs from all over the place. So First Nation reservations. After COVID, how many dogs came back? So many owner surrenders, especially right now. People can't find housing that allows animals either. Or there's so many dogs that have been just kind of discarded and just left on the side of the road, literally left on the side of the road. And that's where we come in and we take the dogs, we rehabilitate them, we fix them up. So, for example, torn ACLs, torn pelvics, skin issues, any kind of, like, believe it or not, dogs have had bullets in them that we have taken out. You know, a couple dogs in particular, we had Buddy, who was He came to us 2 years ago, and he had a tumor up on his top of his leg, and we had to amputate his leg because it was a soft tissue sarcoma. 50% chance that it would come back. It did come back. It ended up coming back. He lived a year and a half, though, on our property. He was like the rescue mascot. He owned the rescue, basically. But we gave him that every day, that life. He would go drive for nuggets every day, and and then another dog in particular, we had a bear who was in a dog pack attack, tied up and left. He literally was like torn up. He had maggots coming out of him.
Oh my God.
So we take these dogs and we fix them, rehabilitate them, we train them. It's more than just money, too. Like, we take the time to socialize, to make these dogs adoptable to families, right? So 687 so far, and I feel like we're just getting started, right? But again, all of this comes out of our pockets, except for, we do have different fundraisers we do for things like this, and some very loving donations and stuff, but, we paid for the dog food, we paid for all these different things. Plus, we also have 11 of our own dogs.
What?
But we end up keeping the dogs that either can't be adopted out, that have health issues, neurological issues, or like they just can't be adopted out. We have 11 so far.
And counting.
So far, right? So I just want to say that, if we were chosen as this, the money would definitely go towards helping more dogs. We'd like to be able to build a bigger rescue, because right now all the rescues are so full with dogs. Dogs are not being adopted out right now, but there's nowhere for them to go. That's the problem. So we keep taking more dogs, and we get more fosters, or bring them to the rescue or into the house, which they don't need. But the money would definitely go towards helping more dogs and being able to open up a bigger rescue, to build onto the rescue, to build another kennel. So I just want to say thank you guys so much for the opportunity.
Thank you for inviting us tonight, and it was great to hear the other stories as well. I wish our nominees a lot of luck, as everybody has such a good charity to donate to. So we are both on the board of the Circle Connections for Reconciliation. We're an incorporated nonprofit organization. We're grassroots driven and organized by a team of dedicated volunteers. We are passionate about truth and reconciliation. We are also about bringing non-Indigenous and Indigenous people together in peace and friendship. Everything we do together. My name is Sue Methuen. I am a European descendant and third-generation Canadian, and my family has been on these lands for just over 120 years.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Leal. My traditional name is Susa Samduz. I'm Kokwakwa from the Peace First Nation, and we've been on this land for 14,000 years.
Ha!
Okay, so prior to contact, Indigenous people, did you know that they lived right here in Airdrie? And they had significant trails. In fact, Barefoot Trail was a Flatfoot Trail. In Nose Hill Park, there's Nose Creek Park. There's teepee rings, hidden teepee rings there. So there's a significant presence here. Before contact, we had complex education systems and effective education systems, sophisticated political organizations, and justice organizations. We had health care, and we had healthy communities. Let me just make sure I'm not missing something. And we had spiritual systems and guidance.
So did you know that once Europeans came, that Indigenous people helped them survive? They wouldn't have survived without them in the harsh winters. Did you also know that when Europeans first came, that non-Indigenous and Indigenous people worked together for the benefit of both, and that they agreed to share the land and to live together in peace and respect and friendship? Something changed. Do you know what the Doctrine of Discovery is? Do you know what the Royal Proclamation of 1763 is? Because it still applies today. Do you know how Indigenous people came to live on reserves? Do you know what the Indian Act is and how it came to be? Do you know why the churches and government created residential schools and that the last residential school was closed in 1996? Do you know why children were taken in the 60 Scoop and that they're still being taken today? Do you know what UN DRIP is? And the TRC, 94 calls to action, which I'm reading you today for being here. Do you know what treaty area you live in? And do you know why it is important to create and say an authentic land acknowledgement? These are all things that have been hidden from us, and that are all things that Canadians need to know. Indigenous culture, languages, and ways of knowing are returning to this land, and yet so many families still feel the effect of our history today. There is still systemic racism in our country, and it continually puts Indigenous people at a disadvantage. We need to get back to living in mutual respect, peace, and friendship, to build those important relationships and to learn from each other. We know that many people are interested in doing something, but they're not sure where to start. Learning the truth is the first step. Truth comes first, then reconciliation can happen in a good way. It's why it's called Truth and Reconciliation. To that end, we have been working on a series of workshops that are informative, introspective, and respectful. And we again are working together, Indigenous and non-Indigenous, on these workshops.
So Circle Connections for Reconciliation started with just people in the community getting together to talk about reconciliation. And we don't draw any salaries. It's all volunteer. And Sue and I have an interest in education, and we feel like that's where we're going to bring people together. And so the workshops we've been working on, we're about 80% done. They focus on, there's three things: Indigenous history, pre-contact, history, post-contact, and treaties and land acknowledgement.
Hi, so I'm here with some of the participants here at the program. Please tell me your name and what you do here in Airdrie.
Hi, my name is Charlene. I'm retired. Been living in Airdrie since 1982, and just came out for a good cause.
Oh, good.
It's a beautiful venue, and
Yes.
I'm enjoying it.
Yes. So are you having fun so far?
Yes, very
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
Enjoy the rest of the program. Hi. What's your name?
I am Muriel.
Okay, how long have you been with the 100 Women?
I've lived in Airdrie since 1998.
Okay.
And joined 100 Women because it supports totally local groups, and that was my interest in joining. Love this place. It's gorgeous.
Yes.
It's fun. Yeah.
Thank you so much. It is done now. I guess the winner will be announced on the next meeting. So it's over. The program is over. Just going to film their faces. Oh, I don't want it to end. I know. No. You know that show? Mommy, it's over. No. I hope you enjoyed yourself. You did. And are you ready to talk now?
My name's Jamie. I've lived in Airdrie since 2004. This is one of my very longest, dearest friends, Laura. We both have been in Airdrie for about as long. I think you've longer than me. But we found out about this. I've known about the 100 Women Who Care in Airdrie for quite a while. I know of them. I know a little bit of what they've done. So I decided to come tonight, and I brought Laura with me. And it's an amazing event. So we registered, the two of us, tonight. We're the newest members, and we just plan on committing to it, and we're excited to see what kind of different groups are in Airdrie. Like, we didn't even know what kind of groups in Airdrie needed help. Yeah. And we're just happy to find out about them, and whether they get the funding or not from this charity, I'm just glad to know that who's in the community that needs help. So we just plan on moving forward with those groups as well.
Wonderful.
That's right, and I'm Laura, Jamie's friend, and this is my first night here.
Yeah.
And the first I've ever heard of it. I think it was a wonderful evening. I'm really excited about all the charities we learned about. I'd like to see a lot more diversity here. Airdrie is a diverse community, and that was not represented here tonight. I would like to see more of all of the people that make up Airdrie at the next event in December.
Cool. It's good to know. They'll be seeing the video, so maybe they'll invite them to come in. Thanks, Laura.
Yes.
All right. So, do you love Airdrie so far?
Yes, love Airdrie.
Yeah, we love Airdrie. We've raised our kids here. We're connected to the community, I would say. All of our kids have grown up here, played hockey here, played sports here. We've gone to church here. We've done everything here. So
beautiful. So what will you tell someone who's out there that is planning to move to Airdrie but it's not sure?
I would say the school system's better. The community is close-knit. The activities for kids, the different events that are catered to families are amazing, like Airdrie Children's Fest is such a great community for families and kids. There's so many things here to do, and there's so many opportunities as well.
Wonderful.
That's right. I would tell anybody wanting to move to Airdrie to register for hockey and swimming early.
Do it early or else. Yes. All right. Thank you so much, ladies, for doing this. I'm so grateful.
Thank you for having us.
Have a wonderful evening.
You too.
Thank you.